Hey, it's that Steve from Dekios. Please like and subscribe. The thing I was going to mention was, listen, I'm not getting down on Bellingham, but if anybody saw Real Madrid versus Man City and how they managed to struggle through that game, first leg, second leg, it's a miracle that they got through. It's a miracle. If anybody saw, I'm talking about Jude Bellingham here, so just bear with me. If anybody saw that Real Madrid final and how they weren't buried in the first half, I mean, buried 5-6-0. How it's not 5-6-0. And the other team had chances in the second half as well. It was just the quality. Vinicius Jr. got away on the left-hand wing. They just had the worst play, but the better players. And those quality players finished. What I'm trying to say is Jude Bellingham being in that team does not necessarily mean much. I don't rate Ancelotti as a manager of Real Madrid, even though he won the title and the European Championship or the European Cup, because that football was bad. It was bad, awful. What I'm really saying as well is, yes, he had many highlights in a superstar team, but he's not necessarily coming with the play which is going to enhance any other team, unless you're talking about the shambles that Ancelotti produces. If you give somebody infinite money to buy the best players in the world, then they may well do all right. I don't want to say the Mourinho effect, because he was brilliant at Porto, but that type of thing, you know what I mean? So if you can buy, I say, a Vinicius, and you have a Bellingham, and you got all the other stars surrounded with them, then they may well pick up wins where they shouldn't win. And I think, honestly, semi-final and definitely the final, Real Madrid were awful. All that to say this, as I said, Jude Bellingham is going to be a superstar for England, but I don't necessarily think he has the play to enhance this England team playing the way they are. They'd have to build a team around them. Maybe either say play him in Kane's position, and Kane is not going to be around forever. More like you got to think about like a Havertz does for Arsenal. You know what I mean? Then that, and it's like he shouldn't really be in the middle, because Foden can do so much more damage from that position. But Foden can't get past people on the wing like that. He's got the skill and talent in dribbling, but he doesn't have the blistering pace on the left in order to fulfill that role. You know what I mean? And we don't have we don't have those left wingers for him to be narrow in the middle and people to bomb on. It just doesn't happen. We get overloaded and everybody gets pushed behind the ball, as we saw in the first two games. So I think he's struggling basically I'm saying he's struggling because of Bellingham. There's been a lot of focus on Harry Kane, and I think it's been unfair. But who am I to criticise, these legends of the past? If anything, then I wouldn't be blaming Kane. I'd be blaming Southgate for not producing the system and the players around Kane in order to get the best out of him if we want to be able to attack. And he's going to be the linchpin of that attack. Still got to blame Southgate. But also, I say, to carry Bellingham, we'd have to change the whole system. And I don't think he's that kind of a player. For him to be that kind of player, you'd have to be a Maradona. You'd have to be a Messi. You'd have to be an R9, a Ronaldo, somebody like that. And he's not that freaking good. We've seen that in the first three games. I don't want to get down on him, because I think there's still a system failure. And I think the failure is that he doesn't fit the system. You know what I mean? So just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, Daddy Stephen, about.